Thanks to Glenn, the classic arcades, video games, TV shows, and movies were saved from the great evil.
Welcome back to Glenn's Retro Show. We've got a great one for you tonight.
Moving on cartridges, hit a reset. 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights. Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Simpsons in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes, staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam. Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll.
the flagship. We have to save the classics.
Hey Glenn, we can't believe this GRS Build-A-Cade FU.
And its incredible arcade quality starts at only $9.99.
Glad you all are enjoying it. That's what it's made for.
Hey Glenn, we
Can't believe AI. AI does such wonderful things. What do you say, Glenn?
I like it. At least this time you won't get banned for that video.
I don't think so. I don't think so. So hopefully everyone can hear us okay. We're, I think, the only ones doing a show tonight. Next Friday and the Friday after that, Super Game Room Dudes is taking a sabbatical vacation, which is cool. Fine. I got nothing else better to do. Neither does Glenn. So we're gonna we'll keep doing the shows. And obviously, I've been messing around a lot with AI this past week. So that's where those intros are. I actually have a whole bunch of other ones here that I may show and just see how crazy AI can be, which, again, Glenn, makes me feel like we are in the Matrix, because if AI is doing videos that realistic, more or less now, and it's only been like, what, 10 seconds in our lives?
Yeah.
Given 5, 6 years or
It is
10, 20 years,
scary
how the hell would we know?
how good this stuff is now.
How the hell would we know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So real quick, let's just go through the chat here, and then we'll get the show up on roll. What do you say? Sound good? Sound good? So, of course, we got Robotron 2084. Awesome game. And welcome here tonight. We also have Shane for the, was it Shane for the teen 431? I really get these things. I'm going to see an eye doctor. I really am going to see an eye doctor. I am so blind.
Your New Year's resolution?
Yeah,
I'm
going totally blind.
Doctor.
We have Kal-El 64 here as well. Thank you, Super Kal-El. We appreciate you here. Of course, Little Alien, our moderator here. Well, probably the moderator of every freaking channel on the internet. I don't know if this guy has the time to do this and do all he does. After that, we have Vet 1981 here tonight. We also have Scott Hammer 1975. Hi, everyone. We got a J-Rod here tonight. Happy Friday. Green Sammy 87's here tonight. My hawk hurts. You really got to go to a doctor, man. Get that shit checked. A couple shots of penicillin. Your cock will feel much better, my friend. We also have Terry Galloway, 7874 tonight. Looking forward to the show tonight. And in case you guys didn't know, in addition to the wish book we're going through, we're doing a giveaway tonight. Someone in the chat tonight will get a GRS Star Wars flight yoke.
Joking.
Do the giveaway a little bit later. So congratulations, whoever that will be tonight. But it is Christmas time, so you got to do some type of giveaway, right? Got to do all that. We have JJ here tonight. Sears wish book, man. I still to this day really do miss that friggin' Sears wish book after all these years. Still really do miss it.
That was the best.
We have RM Cray here, 114. Merry Christmas, everyone. It is snowing. Actually, today, Glenn, you have to agree, at least in where we live, high winds, typhoon rain. It was insane.
Crazy. I was afraid we were going to lose the power today. It was insane.
The wind was pretty hard to come. I thought some trees were going to drop in the back.
We're saying 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, they didn't drop, though. Didn't drop. Dark Realm. Got it here. Dark Realm. GM, happy holidays, gamers. Damn straight. Sir Sega's here. Good evening, everyone. Glenn and everyone else in the chat. Put that out there. We have Burnt Orange. AI is going out to content creators out of business. Nah, it'll improve my shit. It'll make my stuff better.
No, I was going to say, I think it's something that content creators are going to tap into big time with it.
They already have. Almost every video I catch, 20 to 40% of my videos right now, when I go click on them, immediately realize it's AI. And sometimes I watch it, sometimes I turn it off because, I don't know. But it is weird. But it's all over the map right now.
Oh, yeah. All you do is just scroll through Facebook, and it's like one squirrel, at the ring cam video after another, or a bear or a raccoon, or, it's the number one thing I keep seeing over and over and over again.
Well, I'm going to show you some of the AIs I created using a couple things here. And again, you have to be very, very specific in what you need in text. But it's funny, it won't allow you to put in a real person, but you can create kind of an avatar, and then that's kind of how you do it. And then if you have friends,
depends on the search engine. There are ones out there that you can.
Right. But and some of them you can like invite your friends who created
Or
their
not search
avatars.
engine, AI
And,
engine.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. Saved by Zero. Happy Friday. I'm clicking on my spot. Happy Friday, arcade boys and girls. What else we got here tonight? Da, 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 da. Dude, I think I'm not sure if I got Scott, but if I didn't, Scott, welcome. The Sears Wish book was big, literally. It was back in the day. Over the years, it was big. It did get kind of a little bit thinner, but that was, in my opinion, the downfall of Sears and Radio Shack. Once they stopped with their catalogs, that's when they went downhill. The catalogs what made people go to those stores. James hates everything. It was the penny catalog for me. Well, guess what? A JC Penney catalog, I think. JC Penney catalog. And we could do that another night. But the penny is gone, man. Save your pennies.
Yeah.
Don't throw them away. They're going to be worth $1 jillion because there aren't no more pennies being made anymore, James. Hold on to the pennies. But maybe we'll take a look at JC Penney's next week. Damn it, deal with it. What's up? And how's it going? Rinsler Run. Hey, Jason, saying hello to him. Hollywood Polo here, of course. Glenn's Retro, how you guys doing this week? Any fun plans? Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've already done this week and what's going on this weekend. And, of course, we're doing a giveaway tonight, so I want to stick around for the giveaway tonight. Renzo Games and Metal Music. Yo! 2026 is not far away, which means Heavy Metal Titans 2 Blood Rage will be coming out in 2026. And Renzo's been doing a lot of content. I don't know if Lennon can post a link to Renzo's channel. He's doing a lot of videos lately on how he's progressing, how he's doing his soundtracks, how he's doing the green screen effects. We're still adding people, Glenn. After all this time, we're still getting characters added. It's going to be a wild, wild game.
That's cool.
Film 8 Studios. Happy holidays to you as well, and New Year's as well. Darth Peck, 1315. Happy Friday. P.S. Any tips on getting the GRS Build-A-Cade Wi-Fi wire thingy to attach to the Viper board? I use those. The people who work on jewelry. Those magnifying glasses. I put those suckers on. That's how I do it. And I'm good with working with little things anyway. So I'm good at working little things and pressing it on. Those connectors do suck. I'm not going to lie. They really do suck. Terry Gallo, 78, 74. I remember those catalogs circling what I wanted for Christmas. Yeah, I really wish we kept those catalogs. I mean, you can get them on like eBay. They're not cheap, but I wish I had kept them because the memories in there are phenomenal. They really are. Rob Cat 67. Merry Christmas, all. Biggie D is here tonight. Merry Christmas. Who else we got here? I can never say this. Glenn, can you say this name? Can you see that and get that? I'm blind.
Cyrus Bell name?
We'll say greetings programs. I'll say that. And I apologize.
Cyrus, maybe.
Cyrus. When you come
Cyrus
here,
Bell needs.
It's funny. It really is funny. I worked in radio. I was a DJ. I was much better back when in my 20s. Now I can barely pronounce anything, and that's my father's fault. My father's was that way with pronouncing things, which is why I'm not in radio anymore. Obviously. So again, we will be doing a giveaway later tonight for a GRS Star Wars Yoke. A lot going on this week. Before the show, again, Glenn was here, and I'm scrambling to get things ready. Tomorrow would have been my wife's birthday. December 20th was her birthday, and we always celebrate going out to dinner on her birthday. However, Cole is now 20, and he's got weekend plans. So we went out tonight to a place called McKinney and Doyle's in Pauling. Had a great meal. Jerry Aaron soup is fantastic. And then after that, if I can show it here, we did a local light show. Let me see if I can pull this up. I got to find the right thing here to pull up the screen. Let's see here. If I can find it. Center screen. Say something, Glenn. Keep them entertained while I look for this.
Something. So while you're doing that, let's you can talk in the background. What are your plans for this weekend? Since now that you end up going out to dinner for this evening.
Well, the plan I think is for Jill to come over, and we're trying to get her caught up on Stranger Things. So we finished season 2. We got to get season 3 and 4.
The last part is next week.
That's right. So we're trying to get that out of the way. Where's this stupid spot over here? So that's my plans. What about yourself?
I'm thinking about probably hitting up Avatar this weekend. I wasn't a huge fan of the last one, but
I was
like
not either.
we've said before, I have the Regal Unlimited pass, so I'm like I might as well put it to good use. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna check it out. And then there's another horror movie out there with Sydney Sweeney in it, which Housemaid, which I may do a double feature weekend.
Okay, I'm trying to get this over here. Hold on a second.
Now that I'm finally starting to feel a little bit more up to speed, you can see me this week. I have the bandages off my face where my wife beat me.
There we go. All right, we got that here. And why is that other logo on the screen? Oh, it's always something. I keep adding so many things, and it's hard to find stuff. But if I can maybe do this, maybe bring it up a little bit.
Any way to have the Flight Yoke connect to VR? That would be epic.
Potentially. I haven't tried it, but I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work.
Well, I was going to say now, there are some games. There's an emulator, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat tell me there's an emulator out there where you can play virtual arcade games. In the chat, they look like arcade games. You go around and play it. Is X Arcade the one that put that out? Might have been X Arcade.
Probably
has
X
that
Arcade. I'm sure.
And I'm thinking if that's the case, if there's any of them that use a Flight Yoke, I don't see why you couldn't use that with VR.
That was a super chat. You tell me it's a super chat. It's a super chat.
It's a super chat.
It's a super chat. It's a super chat. So the thing is, I think there's probably is a way we could do it in a couple of ways, either over Bluetooth or even using the USB-C port on the side, and connecting it that way. But what games would work with it is the next thing. Most games are going to use those the wireless handsets. So I don't know. Something we could probably look at. I do want to thank you for the super chat.
That's what I was saying. If it's like a virtual arcade, because if you think about the X Arcade, the pinball thing, that's not using virtual controllers. It's using the X Arcade platform.
Right.
So if it's a case where it's just using a regular controller into an interface, and it's the MAME, for some reason I'm thinking it's X Arcade has that app where you could play. There's games you could play virtually, but I don't know if it's only a select number of games. I'm not sure. Like I said, if there's anybody in the chat that can share that, but I know there's somebody out there that makes that.
I don't know. And Jabba UK asked, good evening all. Glenn, we'll be making a one-player pinball controller for VR next year. For VR, no, because that's, our partner is the X Arcade, XR2 VR, and that's in there. In the FU, yes, I am planning on doing a pinball attachment with, for the FU and with the Viper Venom and maybe a standalone device outside of that. So we'll see how 2026 goes with that. And just real quick, we're on the screen right now. This is the place we went to tonight. It's called McKinney and Doyle's. It's in Pauling. And that's my brother, Cole, and went out to dinner tonight, and I got to tell you, man, the past like 2 or 3 weeks, I've been putting on the pounds. I've got like 12 pounds I put on. So I'm on vacation now. I want to go back to work till January 5th. So I get some time to completely starve myself and try and lose a couple of pounds.
That's not going to happen with Christmas dinner next week and all the desserts.
I have at least 5 days to lose a couple of pounds because I'm squeezing in the clothes,
Yeah, I know.
And then after we left McKinney and Doyle's, I think this is it right here. So we went to this place in not Beacon. I said it before, but
was it Beekman?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this up Beekman. I got to turn off the sound.
Oh wow!
So I don't get like copyright striked. But this place was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest light show. They had it for like 10 years. I think 2 years ago they lost it to someone else. But it's a pretty wild show. We go every year. Again, on my wife's birthday, something I did with my son since he was 5. And this place is pretty wild. And if you look up at the Guinness Book of World Records for Beekman, New York, and that's this place over here. And it's pretty wild. I'll probably throw the address down in the chat at some point, just so you guys go and take a look
I'll
at
have
it.
to check that out.
And since it was raining so hard today, was the best day to go, because usually the line is way, way down the road. And there's police there, there's firemen there. But tonight, after all this rain and wind, it was open. We got in, we did it twice, and then we were able to leave. So it's kind of neat.
Is it free to go in, or they charge an admission fee? Or?
There's no charge to go through, but they will take donations for the homeless or for the
Oh, that's
firehouse,
cool.
stuff
That's
like that.
nice.
So Cole being the good kid he is, and we stopped and Cole gave him some money that he had. It was kind of nice. So again, you can't hear the music. You turn your radio in
Wow.
to a certain station. They have this music playing, and they talk all
Really?
about.
They've got it where you turn your radio station?
Yeah, and it's good
Wow.
for about a
That's impressive.
mile and a half after you leave the place, so you can still get that station pulled
That's
in.
wild.
But it's pretty cool what they do here.
That's pretty impressive.
Do 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 do.
I wonder how that works to broadcast to a station, because wouldn't you think you'd need some kind of like FCC clearance for something like
Well,
that?
they do for like I think within a mile or so you don't. I think
Oh,
you can
wow.
get your own little transmitter as long as
No
it's
kidding.
localized and stuff like that. It was like channel 92. I think it was 93.5 is where you had to tune into. And actually, a neighbor down
Wow.
the street here kind of does that as well. They haven't done it
No
recently,
kidding.
but it's just something we do every year. It seemed like it was bigger years ago. Not that this is little,
Yeah,
but I guess when
looks
you
pretty
go and see it
impressive.
all the time, it looks less and less, more or less.
So when are you starting a GRS radio station, Glenn?
Well, I was a DJ on radio. I don't feel like going back to that, but Cole always wanted me to do something like this. But where we are here, like what happened today, if I did, it'd be ruined from all the high winds
Yeah.
that go around. It gets
I
crazy,
remember
crazy
I
high
remember
winds
when it was Halloween, your stuff like blew
all over
right?
the
Didn't a lot of
place,
your stuff blew all over the place, right?
all over the place. So before we get into the Christmas catalog, I'm just going to show you a couple of these AI videos that I created. It's quite hysterical, but as funny as it is, it's still weird to see how realistic these people look. These are not real people. These are completely. There's an echo. You see, there's an echo. It's probably from this. See if the echo's gone away now. It probably did. These people are completely generated in a computer within like 2 minutes. So
it is
let's
crazy.
let's take a look at this first one.
Amazing.
Let's start the one again.
I can't believe you get all this amazing arcade quality for that low price. Amazing.
So again, none of that's real. No one's real there. Completely generated, and this guy right here is supposed to be me. This one right
What's
here.
interesting is I look in the background too. I'm not seeing like anybody that has like 3 arms or anything like that too. It's all
No,
pretty good.
as far as that goes, they've gotten better. But when you see a couple more videos, when they're playing the machines, it's like a monkey slap. So we'll take a look at that. Here's another one. I'm going to turn the sound back on. I'll shut up.
All this for that price, amazing. GRS Arcade, arcade quality without the arcade price.
So I'm going to play this one again. Again, this is supposed to be me. That's Mr. Glenn. But whenever every single one of these people will turn around, the same expression. I mean, watch it again. I'll bring this up.
All this for that price, amazing. GRS Arcade, arcade quality without the arcade price.
And I also noticed their pupils and their eyes. There's almost like a gold in there. It's kind of freaky looking because they're looking at you and they have these almost like these gold eyes inside there. So let's take a look at a different one here.
TV Plus show Pluribus.
What's that?
Did you watch that new Apple TV show Pluribus?
No, it's about at the arcade machine.
No, it's basically about like an aliens that take over people, and it's everybody is one. So they all have the same expressions and they all reply.
Oh, let's take a look at that. I'll have to find it. All right, let's see. This
It reminds me of that.
This is another one here. I don't think I played this one. Let's see.
All this for that price, amazing. GRS Arcade, arcade quality without the arcade price.
We'll put it up one more time.
All this for that price, amazing. GRS Arcade, arcade quality without the arcade price.
Now, what I'm going to say in this one, Glenn, I'm going to show you something. Take a look at this one. I'll go back here. Keep going back. Keep going back. Hello. I mean, AI knows what they're doing with the booty. This girl's got the booty. She's good. What else do we have here?
I just like the two Asian girls in the front. They have the like almost like twins and have the exact same expression.
They do. They do. It's probably I think they're the twins. You're right. They're the same exact model. But again,
Yeah.
when you look at this, nothing here is real. An AI algorithm created all these people here, the speech, everything. Now, a few years ago, the Will Smith with the spaghetti, they said everything's deformed, or they got like 16 fingers on their hands. It's really getting good. In another year or two, I mean, how would you know this stuff wasn't real?
Well, what's crazy about it too right now, you can generate these videos without a subscription, and then you can go to other sites and very easily remove the Sora water stamp, so a watermark. So it's in a way it's scary because you could very easily do impersonations of people or things like that and do some really scary stuff.
Absolutely.
And we're and there are people doing that right now for nefarious reasons.
Like that's why I tell you. Glenn, how many times have I said this? When I can properly read your names, when the show starts on time, when there's no audio issues, it's not me. It's going to be, I was cloned in an AI algorithm. I'm buried in a ditch somewhere, and I was taken over. That's how you guys will know that the Matrix has started, right there. Let's take a look at this one here, and make it right over here. Boop.
How awesome it is. All this for that price. Amazing. GRS arcade quality without the arcade price.
And let's do that one more time.
How awesome it is.
JJ says in the chat, he goes, I have a 24-21-year-old, and neither of them ever play any of the cabs. You need to do middle-aged dudes.
Pretty much. Well, when I did it, like I said, you have to be very specific. You got to be very specific when you're, because it's all text-based, right? You're saying what you wanted to do. And I mean, this is my first time doing it. This was all done within me finally 5 minutes of figuring it out, how to do this at all. And I'm just impressed it came out the way it did at all. I mean, this is my new spokesman right here.
Welcome back to Glenn's Retro Show. We've got a great one for you tonight.
I mean, that looks like me. It totally looks like me. What else do we have here that we created? This one here.
Hey, how's everyone doing over here?
This thing is amazing!
Can't believe how smooth it plays. That's the GRS Build-A-Cade FU. Full arcade controls, full-size feel.
Wait, this is your unit?
We can't believe this, Glenn. The quality is like a...
This is my unit. This is totally my unit. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's me, but look at this face. It's like I just either farted and I'm like, wow, that's a good one. I don't know.
How's everyone doing over here?
This thing is amazing!
Can't believe how smooth it plays. That's the GRS Build-A-Cade FU. Full arcade controls.
I mean, look at this. That's kind of creepy. Hey, how you doing, babe? How you doing?
But now, here's a question. When you did AI of yourself, how many reference images did you have to provide? Just a single straight-on shot or multiple shots on the side for it to
you have to make it what's called an avatar. So in making the avatar, it says you got to say there's three numbers on the screen, like 18, 64, 95. You got to say those three things. You got to look straight ahead. Got to turn your head this way, and you got to do this. That's all you do.
And you did that all with Sora, right?
With this particular one, yes. And it gives me a goofy face like this, like, hey, I'm not creepy. I'm not creepy at all. But it got a little bit better. This, I think, came out the best, this one.
Hey, Glenn! We can't believe this GRS Build-A-Cade FU.
And its incredible arcade quality starts at only $9.99.
Glad you all are enjoying it. That's what it's made for.
Do it one more time.
Hey, Glenn! We can't believe this GRS Build-A-Cade FU.
And its incredible arcade quality starts at only $9.99.
Glad you all are enjoying it. That's what it's made for.
Now look at that face. Again, it's me. It's me after being lobotomized or something. I'm just super happy.
When I look at it, you know what it is? It's interesting. It looks like you, but there's almost like a little plastic sheen to it, right? It looks a little too clean.
Exactly.
Blemish free. It's like if you had a really good facelift.
But there are some. It did give me some like age spots or something on here. So
But now, did you say those lines, or you told it and it used like references from your voice to build that?
No, I told it. I had to tell it a couple times. I said, I want to hear you say, I want me walking into this arcade. People are happy playing the FU, and I had to put it a very specific way. I kept saying the Glen Foo or the Glen Build-A-Foo. So you have to put it in like the old speak and spell. Sometimes you spell it
Right, but
wrong.
it's not you actually saying the dialogue. It's created the dialogue
Totally.
based off. Wow.
Totally created all this dialogue.
A little bit like you.
We can't believe this GRS Build-A-Cade FU.
And its incredible arcade quality starts at only $9.99.
Glad you all are enjoying it. That's what it's made for.
It does sound like me.
Yeah.
From 3 numbers it took a reference from.
Yeah,
that's
pretty impressive.
We have another super chat here from Terry Gallo. Let me turn this off to get rid of the echo, I think. Adult AI gaming in the future is going to be wild. No penicillin required. Well, I've been saying that for a long time. Haven't I, Glenn? Once the fembots come out, AI doesn't have to murder us. AI doesn't have to nuke buildings. AI doesn't have to come and kill us. They're going to give the women, the guy fembot, and the guys, the women fembot, we're just not going to reproduce. We're going to sit at home like Wally in a couch, be pampered, and just not reproduce, and we just die out that way. Thank you for the super chat, Terry. Is there any more that are created here? Well, this one I thought was, well, I'll show you the bad one first. This one was bad, I thought.
It's like you with like 3 noses, 5 nipples. Uh-oh, you're going to get banned.
So that was mean. You're probably right. You're probably going to get banned for just showing that. You're probably right. Probably shouldn't have showed that. So I'm not going to show the other one now because you're right. I'm probably going to get banned from it. But this one came out good, I thought. I really like this one.
Eagle 1 to the fleet.
Oh, wow.
Flagship. We have to save the classics.
Cool. That's awesome.
I'll show that one more time. Now, this one, I said I just want to see an epic space battle, and I want to hear it said that I'm saving from saving the classics, and it did everything else.
Eagle 1 to the fleet. Target the flagship. We have to save the classics.
So I thought that came out really, really good. The AI generator is real, and it's a digital realm. It's made by Polybus. It wants to eat people's souls. It is scary. It is scary because this stuff is really technically like an infant, like a 2-year-old right now. When this thing gets to be
in the last few years, how it's evolved.
Yes,
it seems like in the last year, it's really accelerated big time.
So it's again, I'm impressed, and I'm going to probably generate more content with AI because it is fun. But you have to kind of also be careful too, because you could make something that it's just bad. Like I wanted to show me as the Terminator one. If I'm going to get banned, I'm always going to get banned with this one. So let me do one more. Right now, Glenn. I'm going to get banned. Let me show the last one I thought was the good one, which is this one.
Hey, go out with a bang for the new year. Oh, that's cool.
I thought that was awesome. I look great there.
That's awesome.
That is absolutely me. That is totally me.
That's cool.
Well, that's what I want to do. I would love. There was a fan-made Battlestar 1999 where they took 2 episodes of Battlestar Galactica and 2 episodes of Space 1999, and they meld like perfectly. And they virtually took it off of YouTube, but of course I got a copy before they did that. And it's a phenomenal episode. I mean, they had nothing to do with one another, but they cut here and here and did some special effects, and it's great. I would love to bring back the 1978 Battlestar Galactica, going against maybe the Death Star, and then the Eagles coming in, just blow up, that's all they're going to do, because all Eagles ever do is blow up and crash. But those are the cool things you can do.
Yeah. I
with
watch a lot of
AI.
the Star Wars AI stuff, fan fiction stuff, which is 1,000 times better than any of the stuff Disney releases. And some of the stuff is, I mean, it's really impressive. I read just recently, New York was the first state now to pass legislation which mandates that content creator, like any kind of commercial use, things like that for businesses, film, and you have to disclose content that's created with AI.
Yes, and but that's the thing, because I think by in some mid 2026, you will not know. You're not going to know,
Yeah,
and that's always
agreed.
been my worry. Because if someone doesn't like you, they can make an AI video of you doing something that the whole
Yeah,
internet's going to come after you for, and you're completely innocent. How do you prove otherwise?
yeah.
How do you really know?
Well, yeah. I know right now the thing that drives me crazy too is being a big film fan is I can't tell you how many times there's fake movie trailers out there. It gets you all excited, then you're like, oh wait, this is AI.
And
You know,
as
I mean,
far as
it's everywhere now. It's
yep,
everywhere.
and I apologize for the echo. When I'm getting the soundtrack from the videos, it opens up a second channel, and that's why you're hearing the echo. So I turned it off. It's only when I'm showing videos like that. You won't hear it normally. But again, that's how you know it's me. That's how you know it's the real G and not Mr. AIG,
Well, you know,
which is
AI
creepy.
could be doing that too to try and throw you. So how do I really know I'm talking to you?
You actually you're right, Glenn. I think
All right,
it'll get
stand up
smart
and
enough.
drop your pants and let's see if you have genitals. We'll
That's
find out.
well. First of all, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to be hung
Why
like
did I say
I'm going to
that?
be
That
hung
was
like a
bizarre.
T-Rex. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
speaking of genitals and other weird things, I know this is going off on a tangent, but considering our last show, I do want to take and say a moment of silence for, since we're talking about space and things, for Gil Gerard,
yep.
who I loved as Buck Rogers growing up. And I'd say, if those of you who haven't heard, he passed away. Had a battle with cancer. So, and for those of you who hadn't seen the show the last time, I revealed that when I was younger and I was bending over in front of him at a convention, he plucked my ass hair from my ass crack. So my ass hair gently weeps.
And that's what
Rest
this
in
was a good
peace,
thing
Gil
here too.
Gerard.
Yep,
Cheers.
very much so. And it's funny. Well, let's do the moment of silence. I'm talking over it. Let's do a
Yes.
moment of silence
Yes.
for Gil Gerard.
But I can say up until that moment where he plucked my ass hair, he was cool to talk to. He was pretty cool. I had a good conversation with him back then. Was always loved that show. I had the action. Did you have any of the action figures for
You
for
know
the
what?
show when you were a
I
kid?
never.
Talking
It's
about like the
funny.
catalog and stuff.
I never. I was into the electronic stuff. I was never into like the Star Wars toys, Star Trek toys, Battlestar Galactica toys. Now I would love them. So the answer is no. I never actually had them
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, I had all the action figures from the show. I'm trying to remember if they had vehicles. I don't seem to remember vehicles. I know they had the thing, and I always thought Twiki looked like a penis head.
That's
It's
Tweaky,
funny.
right there.
Yeah, he always had the penis head.
Yep.
Very bizarre design for Twiki.
Well, I can see how tall he is. Look how tall he is, and look at Wilma's butt. So he's actually just about where he should be. And Tweaky can do the tweaking. Tweaky. Let's pull this off here. So yeah,
Oh,
definitely sad news and just weird. I was just watching it this past the weekend before I watched
yeah.
the theatrical movie, and then a couple of episodes of the first series, and you're telling me he's plucking your butt hairs out.
And they're
So
going to be redoing that show too. I think it's going to be a new show. I want to
movie,
say it's a movie.
it's a
Okay,
movie.
movie. Yeah, yeah. And speaking of two that people passed, right? I think everybody now. Erin Gray is gone, right? Didn't she's passed
No,
away years ago. Is
Ellen
she still
Gray's not
alive, Erin
dead.
Gray?
What's
Oh,
wrong with you? Yes, she's still
I know
alive.
Felix Silla, who I knew in real life, met him a number of times to play Tweaky. He passed away, but yeah, is Erin Gray is still alive?
Unless it's me, Paul.
Let me see.
You can meet
Is
me. I'm
Erin
I'm a good hero to meet.
alive? Now I have to look at this now because I'm surprised she didn't say something in public social. Yeah, she is. Wow.
Of course she
How
is.
old is she now? Let's see. I gotta
She's
find out.
75 or 6, I think.
Yeah. Oh man, I had the hots for her when I was
Yeah,
younger.
Erin,
After we did.
she
Yeah,
was
she's only
Wimbledon.
75. Wow.
Yeah,
I thought she was older. I'm looking at a picture now. I'll tell you, for her age, she still looks pretty good.
she does.
Yeah. Wow. It's kind of like Elvira, man. It's like Elvira. I think she really is like a vampire. She never ages. So some of those people, it's like just never ages.
Still looks good.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Of course, it was weird for me watching her being Colonel Deering and then going on Silver Spoons. It was very
Yeah,
difficult for me to see
yeah.
that
That's
transition.
true. That is true.
What did I do over here? Back to that.
Did you ever meet anybody from the show at all? Did you ever go to any of those conventions back in the day or anything like that? Fan conventions?
No, I went to Comic-Con, I want to say in like 1991. Back was like next to the Intrepid before Comic-Con really got big. And I don't recall meeting anyone. There
Wow.
probably were some people around there, but it was not like Comic-Con of now, which is a whole big thing. So no, never really met anyone like that. The closest I think I came, I went to the White Plains Civic Center. And I met, Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper. I
Yeah,
met
they used to
them.
have some cool wrestling shows with all the wrestling.
Yes, as a kid, he had the big foam hand. You're like, ah! And you met
Lou
all of them.
Albano used to live in Mayapack, so you used to see him all around.
Yep,
all the
I never
time.
met
All those.
Lou, Captain Lou, but I knew he was in the area.
Yeah.
She could steal me away with a piece of candy. Then yes, she is the candy. She is the damn candy. Even at 75.
I got to remember that one. That's a great line.
All right, so we're chugging along here. Let's take a look at the wish book, Sears wish book, 1983, and then when we're done, we'll do a giveaway. So we'll give a gift of wishing to someone for a GRS Star Wars Flight Yoke. It probably won't arrive before Christmas because I'm off on vacation. I'm going to get it to a place till probably in the new year, but you will definitely get a Star Wars yoke at the end. So this is the 1983 wish book, and I'm going to have to go and close this and try and find out where we can actually. Oh, there's something right here already.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading. I just happened to catch up with the chat. Glenn too. Me would have to know what Glenn's junk looks like to be able to distinguish the real from the fake.
Well, I'm sure. I am sure Glenn's junk is all over the internet. It has to be, because I was in Playgirl a number of years as a centerfold. So I'm sure if you looked hard enough, you could find Glenn's junk out there. And Steps comes in right at the right time talking about my junk. Merry Christmas to Glenn's. Well, you want to meet this Glenn. You don't want to meet that Glenn. That's the Glenn. That's the Glenn you don't want to meet because he's got butt hair that you're going to just want to pluck out. So
these days, my butt hair is much better shape.
There we go. Because you might get the butt hair with the dingleberry on it. You don't want to pull out a butt hair and find a dingleberry at the end of the butt hair.
Yeah.
You don't
I don't envy him back in the day pulling my butt hair. It's like, I don't know.
Pulling them strings. So in the Sears Wish catalog, one page in from the front cover, they actually had D, the Timex Sinclair 1000, and they wanted $89.98. Fun fact is, when I first saw this in it was an electronic gaming catalog or a computer magazine. I can't remember.
We need to make this bigger for the audience to see.
That's what she said.
Either that, it's just my eyes.
Let me see. I could probably do that. But the problem is we'll lose the chat when we do that. But I can definitely, I think, go bigger.
There we go. Yeah, it's better.
Trying to get rid of the screen. Come on, go away, other screen. There's coming out. Why is this one not going away? Oh, because I'm looking at I have the wrong thing up. It's this one.
That's what she said.
There we go. There we go. But where's this little book still coming from? That's what I don't get.
So you normally have in the center.
I don't know why that book is there. Get rid of this here. It's just sitting there. It's just sitting there out of nowhere. I don't know where it's from.
It's been there the whole time.
Is that 1983? That is 1983. But I don't know where it's from. Oh, there we go. Boom. Okay.
Hey, there we go.
So, again, this first time I tore the Timex Clan 1000, it was a kit. So you had actually got all the parts. It was $99 as an unassembled kit, and like $120 assembled.
So it's like a Build-A-Cade? You had to
kind of. Now, another fun fact is they had Caldor. Remember Caldors? They had one of them, plugged in. And I remember pressing the key, and the whole screen goes blank. A. Press C, screen goes blank. AC. Press D, screen goes blank. ACD. So it was obviously a very slow, simple computer. But again, at $99, Most computers are like 500. So take it for what it is. And of course, you have the good old stereo there. You've always got to have the stereo. And let's get this off screen here. Bloop, 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 like so. Let's see what else we got over here. We'll get down to the good stuff, I think. We have all these different things here. My God. The catalog was so large. That's what she said. Where is it?
I said, but yeah, before my time, does anyone remember the Sears category? You could buy a house or a cane that went, yeah, back in the day. I mean, obviously before me, but yeah.
Well, now that's Amazon.
I know of it.
Now you could buy a house built.
You can buy a car through Amazon.
Yep, Hyundai's at least.
Yeah.
Doing all those things in there. Oh, look at this. Film Age Studios. As a millennial, I love these trips back in time, man. Unfortunately, my friend, you missed out on some good stuff, but we'll try and bring it back to you tonight. And we also have JLS Gaming here. What's up, Paul? And let's go down for the good stuff here. Get rid of the socks. We don't care about socks. Come on, loading the next batch of pictures. I mean, look at this catalog. It's huge, right? 330 pages. Keep going, keep going. Here we go. There's some good shit for you.
Nice.
Now let's see. Does Film 8 Studios know what this is? Being a millennial, he must know. He's got to know. Arcade Workshop is here tonight. Hey, Gary, how you doing? My grandfather built a Sears house. Take a look at that stuff.
Oh wow.
I mean, Sears really made a big mistake when they stopped this catalog. It was just such a mistake.
It's hard to believe that there's like really no Sears around now. Right, are they completely out of business? I know the ones by us, right? Because I think they'd filed filed for bankruptcy. Are they totally gone now?
Sears, someone tells me there's a couple on the West Coast. There's like 3 or 4 still around. Yeah. I even heard there's a couple of Radio Shacks still around, which I thought
there are, which is crazy.
So
when I was up in Cape Cod this past summer, I saw a Radio Shack up there.
Oh, you just took a picture. Damn,
I know.
So very good computer, 1983. It's the Atari Power Without the Price Breakthrough, which is kind of my motto as well. Arcade quality without the arcade price. $249 got you a 64K Atari 800 XL. And the Atari 8-bit line started in 1979, basically, with the 400 and 800 original computer. This is obviously a derivative of that, using memory bank switching because it really couldn't access more than 48K. So the fact that they were doing 64K, they had no choice because a little company called Commodore has a little computer called the Commodore 64, which they were directly competing against. But let me tell you, at $249, you had a hell of a machine right here. Tons of games on floppy disks, cartridges, cassettes, Zaxxon, Pole Position, Donkey Kong Jr., Miss Pac-Man, Demon Attack. What else do they have here? I don't really care about Bank Street Writer. That's not too big a deal. But Mountain King, some really, really good games, just to name a few. So very powerful computer, $249. Now, adjusted for inflation, you're probably talking like $700 adjusted for inflation. But still.
Isn't it interesting to hear we are in 2025 and a new Commodore 64 has just come out?
Yes. So the Commodore 64 has worked its way back. The Commodore brand is coming back with a good friend of mine doing it, Parafractic. He's got a great channel. And he's really spearheaded the bringing it back. Terry Gallo still has his 64. No, fun fact, the only Commodore I ever owned was the Amiga line. I owned the 500, 2000, 1200. I owned a few of them, in fact. Never owned a VIC-20. Never owned a Plus 4. Never owned a Commodore 64, which is kind of weird. And I still don't have one to this day. I have a Mini, but I don't have the original. Merry Christmas to you as well. Oh, look at this. Little Alien received his Commodore 64 Ultimate already. Look at that. That cost you what, about $300 or $400? I know they're not super cheap yet.
One of the first editing systems I ever used was the Amiga 2000s, the video toaster.
Video toaster was I got screwed because I was going to buy a video toaster, and I was at World of Commodore, and they showed off the Opal Vision, and the Opal Vision was supposed to be an RGB version of the composite toaster, but they never released the component. So I basically got a frame buffer that didn't do shit. Got nothing. Little Alien says that the Commodore 64 Ultimate is going for $299. Not bad. And Duke 3 Dog, I'm not ignoring you. I don't have a date yet. I don't have a date. We are in the design and testing phase. I don't have a date, but 2026. 2026, about as close as I can narrow it down to right now. What else we got here in this good old Commodore catalog here? So the next page. Now this kind of was my jam. Oh, you're not seeing it because I took it off the screen like a moron. There we go. So the first computer I actually owned was the original Chrome TI 994A. And this was a pretty phenomenal expansion box. Now, Milton Bradley was in home gaming. They did the handheld, the Microvision, which was the first handheld with cartridges. They they purchased the rights to the Vectrex in certain territories. Milton Bradley Vectrex, they changed after the GNC. But they were going to come out with their own voice-activated console, which is what this turned out to be. Of course, they saw the writing on the wall with the gaming crash coming, and they already partnered very closely with Texas Instruments. So they approached TI, and they said, listen, we have this electronic game console. We'd like to work with you. So they converted the entire console into this MBX expansion system. Now, what was neat about this, the TI did have a speech synthesizer, but you don't need it anymore. This had that speech synthesizer built in. It had this huge touchpad with these big overlays for baseball, football, all these different games. But if you notice, he's wearing a headset. So this let you speak commands to do things like throw the ball to first or throw the ball to home, things like that. And this joystick eventually went to the Atari computer. This was a full 360-degree analog joystick with a pot. So you could rotate it like my Ikari stick. You had 3 buttons plus a trigger. So this was a pretty advanced piece of tech. Now, voice recognition was a very loose term. What you did was you had a list of commands, and when you started the game, you would speak into the machine, throw, catch, pitcher. And it just basically took the sound wave, and when you spoke, it looked at the different sound waves, and it said, okay, so it did work. Technically, it was using your speech, but if you were like, throw to first, and you didn't say throw to first, it may not have done it because it didn't match the waveform. I actually have 2 of these. They're actually quite rare because this came out pretty much when the console crash happened, and they started giving these away. You bought a Fig Newton with a bag of chips, they would give you one of these at some
So
point.
I remember, because I was always I had the color computer series. I never went the Commodore route. Yes, I had the Coco 2, and all that. And they had a speech sound cartridge that I remember that sounds very similar. If I remember, if it's been so many years now, but I believe it enabled you to talk to. But I'm thinking the speech sound cartridge, the color computer, does that predate the TI, or does the TI predate the Coco?
The original TI 994 came out in 1978. I don't think the Coco came out until also 78. So the Coco come around fairly close to each other. But unlike anything else on the market, only the TI 994A offered 16 colors and sprites.
Right.
And it was a 16-bit computer, even though it was quite handicapped. But it was pretty powerful. But I have to admit, my cousin and my friends, most of them had the Coco, the Tandy color computer. I was jealous because the games actually played better in BASIC on the Coco because the TI was so crippled with its glue logic from the 16-bit CPU to go down to 8-bit for doing things. So the color computer had some really good games, including Polaris. I loved Polaris.
Yeah.
Retro Randy's here. The first computer in the house was a Timex Sinclair 1000, which was stored programs like cassette tape. I learned basic programming on that and designed my own simple games for it. It was, it was the Timex Sinclair, but it was a Sinclair computer, from England, and it was very, very popular in England, extremely popular in England. All right, so we got a couple. Now this is kind of weird that the Atari and the TI and this one here are right in the middle of the catalog. These are page 398, 399, 400, not with the consoles. And I also remember this Timex Sinclair 2068 color computer. So this was supposed to be the successor to the Timex Sinclair 1000, but it didn't do well at all. I mean, it just completely bombed. 179, but the game looked fairly good. I mean, the graphics for 1983 looked pretty good. But again, it just totally didn't go anywhere. I mean, Commodore, honestly, in 1983 was really starting to dominate. Atari was right behind it. And of course, you had the Apple II. Now, Glenn, do you have any of those? Do you have an Apple II back in the day?
No, never had. Like I said, the only computer I ever had was the color computer ones.
Well, the Apple II was extremely expensive. So I don't blame you on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I used them in school, but that was about it. Although my school mainly had like the TRS 80s is primarily what they had.
Now, this Sharp computer here was also sold by Radio Shack as their pocket computer. So I actually had one of these.
I remember that.
And I actually broke it. I just broke it to break it, which is kind of dumb when you think about it, but it didn't do anything.
Computer. It wasn't that exact one, but I did have one.
Yeah, I mean, you could run BASIC on it, but you really couldn't do anything on it. So I had it, and it was just like
it was very, very basic.
Didn't do anything. Of course, we do miss these today. What would we give now to get these beautiful, beautiful televisions, CRT screens? I actually have I think I have 5 of them in the house now.
The price of that 19-inch now, I saw, for Black Friday, I saw sales where you could buy an 80-inch 4K for that price.
They had a Hisense 85-inch for $399.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I was at Best Buy the other day.
Crazy.
They had a TLC 85-inch for $500. So
wow.
My TV goes, I'm not going smaller than 85-inch. I mean, that's basically what it's going to be.
That's what she said.
Yeah, damn strong. That's what she says. You know what that means?
That's what she said.
Gotta like them. But look at these TV sets. So the prices, man. You know how many of these went in the landfill? There was nothing wrong with them. People just put them outside for them to be picked up and dumped. And what we would give now for any of these damn things for our consoles?
I worked for 10 years. I worked for a place in Pleasantville. It was called Cousins Electronics, and the amount of TVs we used to dispose of was crazy. With like nothing wrong with them.
Cal 64. My first computer was a Commodore 64, which I got back in 1983, but sadly I don't have it anymore. However, I did get the 64 from RGL, and it works great. The 64U looks interesting, though. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for 64, except for Maniac Mansion and Zach McCracken. But I also have that on my Amiga. I have it on the original IBM PC 888. 2 fantastic games. If you guys never heard of that, look up Maniac Mansion, the sequel, Day of the Tentacle, Zach McCracken, Alien Mindbenders. Fucking great games. Absolutely great games.
Yeah.
So we'll look at TVs. What else we got going down here? Oh, look what these were just starting to come out. Look at this. The old, you had your semi-portable camera, but you had to carry. This would separate right in the middle. You take the recorder part and leave the tuner part. You can see it's on us wearing it around. Look what we had to do back in the day, Glenn. I know you must have done this.
Oh yeah, definitely VHS for sure. In fact, I just spent the last couple of weeks transferring about 60 hours of VHS, which is crazy. And what is that on the bottom? Is that a Super 8 camera down
this
the
one right
bottom?
here?
A video camera. Yeah.
That's number 3. this affordable color TV camera has the same great low light capabilities, blah, blah,
Oh, it's
blah.
a video camera. Okay.
It's just a camera. Yep.
Gotcha.
Boom. Of course, we have the start of the CDs, the CD invasion, which is now come and gone. And LPs and cassettes, they went away for a little bit, but they're back. I was again at the mall.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of soundtracks on LP.
Yeah.
And cassette.
Well, vinyl has been huge for the last number of years now.
Yes. If you have a really good turntable, a good system, no matter what people tell you, an LP on vinyl will sound better than any laser disc, compact disc out there.
Yeah.
Digital captures what it can capture in zeros and ones, sampling rate. Where the LP and the cassette is completely analog. Like same thing, if you have an old receiver that's vacuum tubes, they sound phenomenal.
Big difference.
Not that it doesn't sound good with digital stuff, but when you hear the warm sound.
It's so much more natural.
Yes. So, but you got to spend the money, you got to keep the dust off it. But then again, CDs promised no skipping, and they promised they'll last forever. 2 lies.
Yeah.
They scratch, they skip.
Well, they said the same thing about Laserdisc, and I think all of my lasers have probably suffered laser rot.
Yep. Which is, they were supposed to last 100, 200 years. Well, that didn't happen. But
well,
LPs, if they're kept in a good room, they'll last.
I remember, like talking about Laserdisc. For people that don't know what Laserdisc, if you're too young on this, it's Laserdisc was the precursor to DVD before Blu-ray and 4K discs. And I worked with somebody once upon a time who'd worked with Philips and RCA, and they once said, well, unless they were stored in a temperature-controlled, vacuum-sealed chamber, there's no way they're going to live, last beyond X number of years. And it's like
they got that right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to scroll down a little bit further down here to some of the good toys when we were kids. What do we got here? Dun, 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 dun,
I have a visitor since Blue didn't show up. Ugh.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, Blue's napping upstairs. He's just out like a light. See, I still love these things. I love these things. I always did love these things. The Tyco race sets. These things were friggin' phenomenal. I loved them.
Yeah.
Although,
totally.
you got to be pretty rich to have a set this big. Usually you had this. Yeah, you had the little 8, and that's pretty much all you had.
Yeah.
And then you would go to your Caldors or your KB Toys, and you'd buy, more track for them. But they were definitely fun. What we got here? Oh, G.I. Joe, man. Yo, Joe.
I always envied, but never knew anybody that ever had the aircraft carrier that took up an entire room. I didn't have any of the vehicles, but I did have a lot of the figures.
I never had any. My brother had, the larger, the large G.I. Joe.
Those, before they were like the G.I. Joe TV show.
Yes.
The old, I had some of those too, and inherited some of the ones from my brothers. But that I used to have. I used to, it's interesting because there used to be a lot of like now a lot of small towns sometimes will do like little Christmas bazaars and stuff, little community ones. There used to be a little Christmas bazaar. And I want to say for some reason, it was like up around the Storeville area where we live, that we used to travel up around. And they always used to have the, the G.I. Joe dolls or whatever. So I used to pick ones up. I remember I had the scuba diver one that came with the clam, and they used to come with the little books, the little story books, and that was before the G.I. Joe figures.
Yeah, I never got into any of those things. I was too much time buying this shit, like right here. Now, what's cool about these here, these were actually mechanical. So these $9.99 ones here were actually mechanical.
I had the 2 ones at the bottom, especially the one in the bottom, the little Dungeons and Dragons one. I used to crap out of that one.
That one, again, that was Mattel Electronics. I remember seeing that in the catalog. I never got my hands on it, but I wanted to.
Love that game.
It's kind of like Hunt the Wumpus, right? You were like going down corridors trying to find keys and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever beat it?
Love that one. Oh yeah. I'm sure it's still over at my parents' house. The LCD display is probably no longer working.
That's the bad thing
That's the
about these
problem
things,
with
the
a lot of
screen rot.
those old ones.
Screen
Yeah,
rot. And that was the good thing about the ones on the right, since they were mechanical. I mean, there were gears and there was
yeah.
a light bulb, like an actual bulb. And it's amazing when you see how these things work. All these gears, you got to press a button, it would go hit that spot, and you see a flame explosion on them.
But the problem is the track would always, would rip. It would break.
Oh, yeah, there's always a fault on something of these things, but still absolutely
Yeah.
amazing that they did it. I find it more amazing the 1399 hip pocket alien invader, Space Invaders using mechanical gears and tapes and a light bulb to show that when they got hit. Um, Again, as a kid, you're like, I don't want that. I want the cool LCD. I want the the vacuum tube. But when you look back on it, the engineering that had to go into making these things work, almost like a
Mhm.
wristwatch, they had like a fine Swiss watch with the gears in there. Pretty amazing how they worked.
Was reading some of the comments that Kale64 says a GI Joe aircraft carrier could double as a dining room table. Yeah, that thing was huge.
I
And
knew
I see a couple
one
of
kid who
comments
had
about
that.
people had a lot of them. Yeah,
I knew one kid
that
who had
that
it.
thing was. I just remember how crazy it was. But it's funny because tell a quick little story. My cousin was Herb Trimpe, and if any big comic book fans out there, Herb Trimpe was the co-creator of Wolverine. He did the longest run of the Hulk. He did Transformers. I mean, he's done a lot of the Marvel stuff. He did GI Joe, Special Missions, and many of the other ones. And I used to go up to his house and drool over. My cousin Alex would get all the toys because back in the day, this is predates really the internet.
Right.
So Hasbro and all the companies and stuff, they would send him all the toys, all the guns and stuff like that to use as reference, for him to draw from. And so they all, when he was done with that, would go to Alex. And I just remember like between the Star Wars toys and the G.I. Joe's toys, he'd open his room and there'd be like battalions of G.I. Joes and and Star Wars and multiple Adad Walkers. And yeah, I just it was mind blown every time I went up there. With the stuff that Herb had, it's like it was just amazing.
Now the
So yeah,
chat,
that was fun stuff.
the
But he
chat's
never,
going.
oddly enough, he never had that aircraft
No,
carrier.
I don't even want you to had it, and the thing was big. You had to have space for this thing. It was like a dining room
Yeah,
table big. But the chat's going a little crazy over these, and actually, I have each and every one of these bad boys, these Coleco,
yeah.
and that's what started pushing out those mechanical ones. Coleco, this design, there you go. This design is still so damn iconic. People are still, you know, craving them today. I have Donkey Kong. I think I have two Donkey Kong. I have two Donkey Kong Juniors. Me, I have four Zaxxons. The Cubert, the Pac-Man, Frogger. Um, and they were very well done. These were using what's called VFDs, vacuum fluorescent display, and they would illuminate. And I know that Basic Fun, 2 or 3 years ago, was starting to release some of these handhelds using lights behind it to try and recreate the VFDs. But these suckers were hard, especially the Donkey Kongs. Donkey Kong was hard,
Always wanted that one.
uh, but they're phenomenal. And actually, there was a couple of years ago, a couple of guys on YouTube created what's called a Pi Score case. It was a 3D printed case that looked just like this, except you can use an LCD screen, a Raspberry Pi, and load all the games. And luckily, I was able to get all the files because Coleco sued them
Oh wow.
because they were coming out with their crappy Robotech and Rainbow Bright and the Frenzy and the Berserk that came out.
Yeah.
So they snuffed it. But
And
and
those never
actually,
did well. They had so many issues that I mean, they corrected some of them, but they never did a follow up to that. They were
no,
talking
you
about
know
it. It
what?
never happened.
The screens were too small, honestly. They weren't bad. I mean, the Berserk and Frenzy I thought weren't bad when they sent me the free upgraded fixed, PCBs.
Yeah.
Um, but the Pi Score case is what I actually modified when I did my At Games Legends Connect board machine. Remember that?
Right.
My Megatron
Yeah.
build. Um, but these things are just iconic. And if you guys don't know, a very good friend of mine, his name is Neil Henry. If you're on Facebook, he runs the Old Made New fan page on Facebook, where he will take these machines. Now, he does gut them. He will remove the guts. He'll give them back to you, or you can tell him you can keep it, whatever. And he converts them to a Raspberry Pi. And I mean, it does beautiful, beautiful work, including like I had him make me a crazy climber, and I was the first one to get that, and the first one to get his asteroids. Um, and they're really great. They are, but it's also you got to realize that means they're taking machines off the market, but some don't work. I mean, some are
Right.
broken. You can't replace the
Yeah.
VFD screen when that's
My
broke.
Pac-Man doesn't turn on. One of these days, I always keep looking at it. I'm like, I need to have you look at it one of these
I'll
days
look
because it
at
might
it.
be something simple too.
I'll
Who
look at it,
knows?
and the good thing is Neil has a lot of parts. So if I say Neil and we need the part to fix yours, we can get it fixed. So let's
Yeah.
take a look at it and we'll see if we get
I
that.
regret too. I
going.
had one of the other ones too, and I ended up giving it away to a friend of mine who later turned out to be a complete dick. And I'm like, man, do I ever regret
Nothing's
that?
worse than giving Dick back for a gift.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
telling
and there it is right there. So thanks, Jason. So I highly recommend taking a look. Now he's done other things too. He's actually taken Atari joysticks, the original classic 2600 joystick, and he's attached a screen to the end of it. So you can actually
you. Really?
play with the joystick with the screen. He's taken NES controllers
Oh
and
wow.
built a 1.6-inch screen. So you basically play the NES games on the NES controller, all kinds of stuff like that. Turtles, which was two joysticks on each side, he converted that into a Robotron 2084. So Neil
Wow.
is the real deal. So back in the
That's cool.
day when I was doing builds, it was kind of I saw his stuff first, and that's what kind of lit my thing to do all my mods that I had done, which started my whole channel and where I am today. But he really does God's work with this stuff, if that's something that you want, honestly.
Yeah.
But these were going for back then. Let's see, these were $44.99 with a $10 or $25 or a $7 mail-in rebate on these. Now you got to think, $50 back then was probably $150 back in
Wow.
that year. So getting $10 or $25 back on them was good. And again, that explains why the rich kids had these and no one else did, because these were not cheap. But classic, iconic, definitely something you would see back in the early 80s. Now here are kind of the VFDs kind of falling away towards LCDs. And that was kind of a shame. I mean, the LCD did use less power, a lot less power. You can use basically watch batteries instead of using 4C batteries. But I think it lost something. The LCD didn't do it. Now, I had something similar to this by General Consumer Electronics, who made Vectrex. It slid and hid the game screen. So when you're in school, they thought it was a calculator. Then the teacher wasn't working, slid the screen over, and now you had the game. So it was kind of cool. I got to see if that still works. And these
What
were
is that down
cheaper.
the bottom right there that looks like a headset?
Oh, this thing here. Oh, yes. This was pretty popular too. These were LCD. Glenn, they're still LCD, but they were backlit LCD that made them look like a VFD, but there were two screens inside.
Yeah.
So when you went like this, they were actually in 3D. So your
Is it
controls
a lot like the Nintendo system, the Virtual
kind
Boy?
of, the controls were on top. You had left, right, and fire. And when you put it on, you saw these things in 3D. So they had a racing game, which I have,
Oh wow.
and they had like a Space Paranoids game, which I had. I never had the other one, which looked like Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica put together. But
Oh wow.
you also needed to be out in the sun, because you see
Why?
that white part at the top of the screen? That
Yeah.
was a window to let light in. So you had to be out, and so basically, the more sunlight you had, the brighter and better the screen was.
So almost like almost like a ViewMaster where you needed
Yes.
light.
And of course, it was by Tommy Electronics. Like Jason was saying earlier, they kind of ruled back then. It was Tommy Electronics, and if you could find one, they're absolutely worth getting and playing. The sound was pretty good. The 3D effect was really good. I mean, it was.
Wow.
It really was. Here we go. Now we're getting back to the meat and potatoes. The Vader, the Darth Vader Black Edition. Now, I personally always hated the Force Switcher. I did. I don't understand why they took the difficulty switches and stuck it on the back. How much did they really save over the other switch? I don't know. But it always pissed me off. I don't like the Force Switch. I only own 6 switches, whether it's the light or heavy model. What about you, Glenn?
I had the Force Switcher.
I hate you. Get rid of it. No one likes the 4-switcher. No
I had
one.
the 4-switcher, but I ended up later on. I had the 6-switcher.
6-switcher is the way to go.
Yeah.
6-switcher. I just don't like the 4-switcher, and that's what pissed me off about
which was like the wood grain one.
Yep, but that's what pissed me off with Atari when they did their 2600 plus. Why the living hell would you use the 4-switch on that?
Well, the 4-switch is what came out first, right?
No.
Oh, no,
Heavy
it's the
Sixer, Sunnyvale,
The heavy
6
okay,
switches.
gotcha.
Yep. So why in the world they did that? And I'm like, I will never buy that
I had
plus.
the 6-switcher first, and then I ended up years later, I ended up having the 4-switcher. I don't know remember why I ended up getting a second one. I think there was something that was not working right with my 6-switcher.
Now,
that was the first console I ever had was the 6-switcher Atari.
Now, when the 2600 first came out in '77, it was $250. Now it's down to, with rebate,
that was a Christmas present.
$59 it went down to. I know my parents. I originally had the heavy Sixer Sears Telegames version. They must have spent at least $200 on it back then, because I got mine in '78.
Right.
So still, I'd be pretty expensive. But
yeah, I think mine was not long after it came out.
Yep, and the game cartridges were starting to constantly be expensive. $34.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
20, 27. So the crash had not happened yet.
Right.
The crash was not here, but it was starting, because these prices are all starting to go down.
I used to love going to Sears, and you'd look at them in the glass cases and you drool over all the ones you wanted.
Someone was always playing, because they always had the game you could play. Someone was always playing.
Yes. Yep.
Always playing.
Yeah.
Randy, I missed the original release of the 2600, but I had the 2600 Junior, and I bought that too. I saw it for $49 at KB, so I bought it. See, I even took the Junior over the friggin' 6-switch.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did when they came out with the new 4-switch. I don't understand that.
It didn't make sense. I mean, you
is it
now had
cost?
to redo the mold. Yeah, to redo the mold.
Right. I don't get it. And for nostalgia, you think they would have kept it to the original. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it. Now, of course, Coleco, with their ColecoVision, had released expansion module 1, because the 2600 was pretty much like IBM, all off-the-shelf parts except for the TIA chip. That was the only chip that was custom.
I always wanted a ColecoVision so badly.
But some company cloned the TIA, and they sold it to Coleco, and they released the expansion module 1, and they said, you know what? Let's do our own standalone. They released the Gemini, and I also have this. The controllers are actually really good. The paddles were built in. The joystick was like a soft pedal touch joystick. It was worth it. It's ugly as hell. I mean, basically, it's the same shell as the ColecoVision expansion module 1. And of course, Atari sued the pants off of them. So they agreed to pay Atari royalties for everyone they sold. And Atari was happy with that. But not a bad console. Now, another fun fact was that the Columbia House had released this as the Columbia House video game console. That's very rare. So if anyone finds one of those, they're worth
Columbia House.
big
They did like
bucks.
the CD club.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yes, they did. So,
wow.
You bought X amount of games. They gave you the console. Then you had to buy, a penny. You got so many.
I
buy
had
more.
no idea.
Very rare. They didn't sell very many. But again, it's ugly as sin. But if you do have a Columbia House video game system, it's basically the Gemini, and it's worth a lot of money.
Wow.
And then you started having these light gun type games. Now, these weren't really light gun games. They were really just joysticks. But these are things came up with 2600. I actually had this. I still have this trackball here. This joystick number 22 was actually a really good joystick, number 22, which is.
Okay, I'm fascinated with the thing that's on the left in the center there.
Yeah, the gun. Right, that's number 16.
That was for 2600.
Yes, that's the Flight Commander.
Oh wow! See, I've never seen either of those two things. The one on the middle or the right.
Oh yeah, actually, the Angry Video Game Nerd used one once in one of his videos.
Did he?
Yes.
So was that basically like a potentiometer in the center?
Yes, I think it was during his Jaguar video. Like a Jaguar was coming out, and he was trying to kill it, and he was using that as a. He was like going after him.
Wow, I've never seen those before. That's cool.
And then number 18 looks like an Intellivision controller for the 2600. I don't know why anyone would ever come out with a shitty, horrible pad like that for the 2600, but they did. But of course, the Waco stick, which is number 21, solid. You could beat your neighbor over the head with it and go back and play ET without any problems. So actually, 22, 21, and 23, I owned all of them. They all were great, solid metal joysticks. Really good.
Do you still have those?
I have to. I'm sure I do. I have to find them. That's the problem. That's the problem with Glenn. What box is it in? Where is it?
Oh, and he's not kidding. I've been to his house. Trust me.
Now you can see here, Sears, not Sears. Atari started re-releasing a better version of baseball called Real Sports Baseball, which is number 1. Real Sports Football, number 6, to compete with the Intellivision. And actually, you know what? They did a pretty good job. So for the 2600, if they had done this when Intellivision was coming out with their commercials, bashing them with their sports games, they'd have done a lot better. But a lot of classics here. You have Pitfall, you have Dragonfire, E.T. I know people hate it, but it really wasn't a horrible game. Chopper Command, Keystone Capers, Megamania, Indiana Jones, Demon Attack. Great game. A lot of good games. Was that Porky's? Oh, that's Oink. Jungle Hunt, Smurfs. So there was a lot of great games here. Galaxian. They don't show the price on this page. It must be on the next page. So the games were between 29. Look like 29 was the most expensive. $27.
Which was the most expensive one?
Phoenix, love Phoenix. Vanguard, the really, really horrible Coleco Donkey Kong. That's just bad. Frogger though was good. Jedi Knight, Empire Strikes Back. So the 2600 really had Space Invaders. I mean, there was such great games back then. Really was. Mattel Electronics released Dark Cavern, which is Night Stalker. Very good game. Zaxxon is it's not Zaxxon. I'm sorry. It ain't
oh yeah, that was so bad.
No, that was not good. But Miss Pac-Man and Centipede, great games. GNC, General Consumer Electronics, programmed a lot of those games and did a great job with those.
Used to play the hell out of the Empire Strikes Back game.
Yep. And again, the box art. I threw away the boxes. I wish I didn't, but they had beautiful box art back in the day. And all these
they don't
things.
do box art today like they did back. Well, now you don't even really get box art. Everything's going to freaking digital. No.
And then these wonderful, gorgeous plastic cases.
Had that where you put the cartridges below it.
Yep. That's what we had back in the day. They would interlock, and you could build these things where you game cartridges in it. How much were they back? So A is the storage center, $24. So you're probably talking like 70
I had
$70.
The storage center, and I had a couple of the ones where you would just the vertical ones. You put the slots. You put them in the slots.
And look at this. You had a little chair to hide your 2600 in. But a lot of games, and again, they were starting off at where's the price on these ones? Oh, Jesus. Okay, so the crash must have been starting because look, it's $5.99 and $9.99.
Wow.
So there was writing on the wall here at the Christmas of 1983.
Wow.
$5.99 for these and $9.99. So you know what you were getting for Christmas? A ton of $5.99. You weren't getting Asteroids. You weren't getting Space Invaders.
No, I remember. During the crash, you used to be able to walk in. There'd be budget bins where they were just in the bit. Yeah.
$1 or $2. Tons.
Yep.
Television, all that stuff.
Oh,
but do you spend $2 on a game cartridge? Or do you go to the arcade and play like 8 games? That's what I did. I didn't buy the games. I went to the arcade and played them instead. Magnavox Odyssey 2. Never had a chance. Now, it had some cool things. It did have the keyboard. It did have some kind of advanced games. It had the voice, speech synthesizer attachment. But honestly, the graphics were pretty poor.
Those remind me of the color computer joysticks.
Yes,
Coco
but they weren't analog though. You thought they were analog. Right. They were digital. Wow. But the graphics were more primitive than the 2600. It came out afterwards. It did have an Intel CPU, wonderful. It had an Intel graphics chip, okay. But the graphics just did not look very good. So it really never had a chance. And they were going for $49 for Christmas in 1983. The game cartridges were still about $27 a piece. And again, I have almost all the games. They're really nothing to write home about. They're really not. They're not very good games. But if you had nothing else, I guess you would have liked it. But the joysticks were horrible. They were the worst. Horrible joysticks. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. This kills me. I could have gotten a Vectrex brand new, $99 with every game, with the virtual, the goggles, the whole thing. And then we couldn't get it because my father's like, "You have a 2600. I'm not buying you another console." I'm like, but Dad, he wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it.
Wow.
So we have the Vectrex here, which the Vectrex Mini, which Glenn convinced me to spend even more money on. But the Mini will be coming out this year. But the Vectrex, if you ever see one in the wild, I tell you, everyone out there, if you ever see a Vectrex in the wild and it works, or it mostly works, get it. It is complete. No gamer should never not have experienced, and correct me if I'm wrong, Glenn, a Vectrex.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool system.
Little alien.
I'm still thinking about it, which is why when I did the Kickstarter, I ended up getting the second controller that comes with the adapter for a real Vectrex. So I'm like, because I'm still contemplating trying to get my hands on it. But every time I see it, I'm like, man, they are expensive. They are expensive to buy, to buy one.
So I tell you now, if you didn't, at least get the Mini. So if you can't get a Mini, but the Vectrex is absolutely one of those machines that if you see somewhere, I would say in decent condition, $300 or less.
What was the prices on the cartridges?
Cartridges were $37 a piece. $37 a piece.
All right.
So if it's pristine with a box, $400, yes. But get it. You should not.
Because you have a couple of them. How many cartridges do you have?
I have 2 Vectrex units. I don't have an original 3D imager. I have an aftermarket one that works well. I don't have an original light pen. I have an aftermarket one that works well, but I have two Vectrexes. One I did a mod on to take away the buzz, and it's nice, but now it's not a Vectrex. That brrr in the background is Vectrex, but it's also nice because the Vectrex wasn't supposed to have the buzz. It was a defect in the design.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they actually. I think there were some later ones where they actually took it out. But the Vectrex is all about the sound, that buzz. But phenomenal. Every single game on it is a good game.
How many games do you think you own for that out of the catalog?
Physical, actual originals, I probably own like 15, and then I have the flash cartridge.
That's a good size library.
I got the rest down there. I'm more, when I do my collections, I'm more about the original hardware controllers, not so much about the software. I want a couple of cartridges so you know what they look like and how to put them in. But I'm more about the physical machine itself and those things. And the actual, like I got to get every game. I'll get a flash cartridge and do it that way. But
then you don't have the overlays though.
I traded back in the day a 100 megabyte Type 2 PCMCIA flash cartridge for every reproduction overlay. I've had it for like 20 years. I have to cut them out, and I've just never had the.
Oh, so somebody was doing reproduction back in the day.
Oh, yes, there were.
I'm hoping that somebody will do that now for
there are.
Because if you
side
load,
they do. You can get overlays.
No, I'm saying for the new Mini when it comes out, I'm hoping somebody like through Etsy will do like the reproduction. So any of the ones you side load, you can add overlays to.
Oh, I'm sure they will because if there's someone already making full size overlays, they'll make it for the Mini.
Yeah.
But again, it was $199, $100 cut. What is this telling us? The Christmas of 1983 was a sign of the USA
pending death. Yeah.
Gaming crash was pretty much here. It wasn't maybe in full swing just yet.
Yeah.
But Christmas time is when this stuff sells. If you're taking $100 off a console that's only been out a few months, the Vectrex came out in 82, so this is 83. Signs were coming. Now I liked the Intellivision. I never liked the Intellivision 2, and I sure as hell didn't like that computer keyboard component. That was just complete garbage. Complete garbage. $99, your choice. You can get a Intellivision 2 for $99, or the computer adapter with the whole 2K of RAM. You couldn't do anything.
Did you own a television?
I own an original Intellivision. I have the IntelliVoice, and I have this crappy keyboard component because I was a dumbass who sold the original, only 2,000 in the world, original drop-in computer component with the cassette drive for $200 to buy a motorcycle, my Kawasaki 90. If I had known that it was only 2,000 in the world, I would have kept that component.
And have you bought the new retro Intellivision? Was it what is it called now? Sprint?
Right? Like I tell everyone, when I see that on sale, I won't give Atari full price. When it goes on sale, I'll buy it.
Right,
just
like, you haven't got the Game Station Go yet.
No, and then like this over here. I just got this, came yesterday, and I wasn't paying full price, but for $99, I couldn't say no to a numbskull Burger Time.
Price.
Now, what's funny, I wasn't going to buy this, but $99 I had to get it because I forgot to talk about this too.
Oh, did we lose you? Audio?
Am I back? Am I back? Am I back?
Oh, you're back. Yep, you're back.
Okay, good. So I wasn't gonna buy it because I'm on my wires here. Got to be very careful with this. I just did a video on this, but I didn't finish it in the video. So this is actually not a real Burger Time. This is a GRS Build-A-Cade right here. But the panels, I'm sure how this looks. It's not finished. I just kind of threw this together real quick. So this is a Build-A-Cade. I know Michael B never liked the design of this, but these just come off, just like so.
So how do they mount over the side of your Build-A-Cade?
If you can kind of see that. You can see that?
It's a little hard to see.
It's kind of grooved. So
okay.
It basically, you see the side of the Build-A-Cade. I'm gonna stand back here a little bit. Getting in the camera.
So it's recessed and it just kind of pushes into it.
You just put it on the front, like so. And push it on the back, like so. And now,
did you print that out with your 3D printer?
I had Gary Campbell from Arcade Workshop. Again, you know me with my ideas. I'm always trying to come up with new things. So if you want to build a Cade, we're going to be coming out with 3D printable panels that you can just print, put it on your machine. I have some over here as well. And you'll be able to change your cabinet by just printing these and putting on the side. So now it looks like a Burger Time cabinet versus just a regular Build-A-Cade. So how about make it look like a battle zone with a scope in the middle? Or how about you make it look something else? So this is, again, GRS engineering and thinking outside the box, because that's, look at that. That is a Build-A-Cade, and all you got to do is change your side panels that easy.
That's cool.
Pull them off, put them on, just like that. And Gary is working on a multitude now of other ones to be able to print and do it yourself. So, like I said, I wasn't going to buy that Burger Time, but I figure, what the hell? It can't go wrong at $99. You just can't.
The Burger Time graphics that's on the side, is that adhesive that's on there, or was that part of the 3D print?
No, that is a decal. I cut out the decal and put it on. And of course, I've got this kit just came in. I haven't even looked at it yet myself, but I've got my golden tee here with the authentic GRS trackball in it. So this one's an original over there. So, these things are all heavy. Bang! Good thing the Build-A-Case can hold it. So that's another thing that we're doing with the FU. I'm dropping everything. What fell now? I don't know what fell. Who knows? But if you have a 3D printer, or you can go to, people say, I don't have a 3D printer, well, get one. But you can also have like PCB Way or Joe Sabo's Arcade. He'll be able to print these if you need to do something like that. Right now, if you go on Amazon, while they have some left, just go on Amazon, type in Burger Time or Numbskull Burger Time. They are $99 right now.
Wow.
Now,
What do
they
they
were
normally
on
sell for?
Woot for $83, but they're
Wow.
gone.
And what's the regular MSRP on those?
They originally were $249.
Oh, that's a good discount then. Wow.
Big time. Big time. And I got to see, Bill, once in a while, I get a great idea. And I haven't come up with a name. It's a build a print side. I got to figure something for this. Those new side panels. Build a panel. I got to figure this out. But the other cool thing is, let's say you don't want to do something like this. You want the regular Build-A-Cade's sides. Print them in orange. Print them in red. You can make the outside of the Build-A-Cade now whatever color you want it to be. So, just things we're doing. Let's get back to the normal program. I forgot how we got on such a tangent there, Glenn. You're not controlling me, Glenn. You're not controlling me.
Half price.
Now here's
it all away.
Fantastic deal. The Mattel and Television and Televoice for $39.99. There were only 3 or 4 games for it, but they're all great. Space Spartans, Bomb Squad, B-17 Bomber, and I think Tron Solar Sailor. And I think actually the Televoice definitely sounded better than the Magnavox Odyssey 2's voice. And a bunch of good games. And they're going for $12, $14. Yeah, the crasher's here, man. $19, $17, $14, and $12 for Intellivision games. What's this? I got one 3 days ago. It's the very next day. Went up to $209. Ooh!
Wow.
What else we got here? The Atari. Well, we all know the sad story of the Atari 5200. It was like discontinued probably around this time. And they're going for. Did they even say how much it's going for? It save $80.
I still can't believe that Atari has not released a new version of that.
$149 for it, and I agree with you. The 5200 definitely deserves love.
And maybe it's just because there's less cartridges, and 7800 you can do the 2600 cartridges. That makes the most sense, I guess. But yeah, it'd be nice to see, even if they didn't do a cartridge-based one, to do something with the built-ins would be kind of nice. Although it'd be preferable, to have it cartridge-based, because they could make new controllers too, and make an engineer to use with the old ones.
The thing is, the 5200 was a phenomenal console. It was extremely powerful. It basically was an Atari 400, 800 8-bit computer, because that's originally the chipset in those computers, Glenn, just if I didn't say it before, were designed for this first. It was always supposed to be a game console, but then the computer Apple came out and they took the chipset and made the computers, and then came back and did this. But the controllers were the fault, not the games. The machine was really good. You come out with a mini 50. Now, first of all, a mini 5200 will still be bigger than a 2600 for real, because the 5200 was a massive machine.
Yeah.
But it deserves a mini. Atari. Don't make a friggin' ass four-port 2600.
One opportunity is to really improve the controller, because the controller sucks.
Oh yeah, well, that's easy now. That's easy to do now. But so $149 would have got you an Atari 5200 back in Christmas of 1983. And the game cartridges were going for still about $40. What's funny here, they're showing Miss Pac-Man number 5, and it's not Miss Pac-Man at all. It's Atari 2600 Pac-Man. But that's what they're showing you. Actually, all these are wrong. The Frogger's not right. The Popeye's not right. And the other ones are okay, but they screwed that up too. Sears, nice going. Again, they had some really good games on here. The Missile Command was really, really good. Now, what's funny is they had the phenomenal trackball. They still only made one button for the center.
Was it GRS quality?
You know what? It was close, because it literally weighed like 12 tons. It was incredibly, incredibly massive. And these games were about $31 back in the day.
How many trackball games did they have at the time?
Well, you had Missile Command, you had Centipede. Those were the two big ones. And I think they had what was the other game? There was another one I can't think of it, but it was definitely those two for sure. Oh, funny, Galaxian. You could play Galaxian with the trackball, which I don't know why they did that, but they did that.
That's weird.
Of course, now we come to the world of ColecoVision, where your vision is our vision, ColecoVision. And people, don't forget, we're still going to do a giveaway. I haven't forgotten about the giveaway. It's still coming.
That Smurfs game, man, was punishing.
It was just one button. It was just left, and then you pressed
But
up.
it was so precise that it's so
Dunk.
easy to die in that game.
Dunk.
Yeah.
Of course, ColecoVision, if you owned it, and I did, it's comparable to the other ones. It wasn't terribly expensive.
Donkey Kong game was
but
great.
The graphics were as close to the real arcade. When you had one of these things, you finally in 1982, 83, with the ColecoVision, you were playing. You didn't know how they did it, like Venture, Qbert, Donkey Kong Jr., Mousetrap, Space Panic, Smurfs. I'm like, this looks a cartoon.
And they had some cool controllers, like the Rocky controller.
That's the Super Action controllers. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Do, Gorf, Looping. Buck Rogers, Subrock. It just had so many great games.
Amazing lineup of titles.
Now, what I will say, though, Glenn, they had the trackball, too. Here it is. But it was not a trackball. It was a joystick that, no matter how hard you pressed it or turned it, it was just left, right, up, and down.
Oh,
it wasn't a real trackball.
And why was that?
I wish I could tell you.
Huh. Wow.
And here we go.
I didn't even realize they made a trackball for it.
They did. And here is these Super Action controllers that Glenn was talking about. Now, for me, the whole reason for owning the Super Action controllers, it came with baseball, which I didn't give a shit about. The only reason I bought them was to play Frontline. That was the only way to play the arcade Frontline. So basically,
Frontline in the boxing game.
Yep. You had your joystick. You actually had a spinner, which wasn't a real spinner either. It was really just left and right.
Yeah.
Taps. You had 4 buttons. You had keypad, and you actually had an inset. If you had really big hands, you put an inset in. Of course, I had little hands. I had to pull that thing out and play it. But Coleco went all out with the stuff. And you had the driver control that came with turbo, with a gas pedal and shifters up and down. And of course, expansion module 1.
Accessories and the ColecoVision.
Yeah, ColecoVision went crazy
all the time.
But they won anyway because they packed it with Donkey Kong. That's all they had to do.
Yeah.
And it was a good version of Donkey Kong.
Great version of, great.
Missed one level. One level. Yeah. You had to buy the Atom, and then you got the other level.
And didn't somebody isn't there a homebrew version of the ColecoVision game now where they restored the level?
Yes. But I think you need the Super Action, the Super Game module. Originally, the Super Game module was going to be a wafer tape drive. Now it is literally a memory. I think it's 32K memory and a couple extra sound chips. But yes, you have to have that Super Expansion module, and you can play all 4 levels, the computer version, the Atom version, on the cartridge. So the answer is yes. And let's see what else we got here. Boop. And that's it. So we went through all the game consoles back in the day. There was some handhelds, but not as many as there used to be. There were some game consoles, but some weren't there. So I guess that 83 would have been really the last good year for the home gaming market. I don't think 84 really had much. I think they had some computers in there. But we could do that next week. We could look at 84 and also maybe look at the J.C. Penney or the service merchandise catalog.
Yes, service merchandise.
See what they had.
Place used to go in and and long for the video games they used to have in there. Do you remember? I don't know if you ever talk about Atari 2600. Did you ever see in the wild? I remember it used to be like up in the case, off in the corner where you almost couldn't see it. Was Custer's Revenge and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and
those
Halloween,
they couldn't sell they couldn't sell in catalogs. Those pretty much you went to the gaming stores that had the back room with the porn. And you could ask.
I can't remember which store it was, but they were out there. But they were like up in the corner, like turned on the sides. You couldn't quite see them, but you saw.
I worked at a video store.
They were there.
My first job. I started working at 10 years old, and I basically haunted them to work there. And I remember Custer's Revenge and all those games were with the porn cassettes back in the corner. Again, for what they were, I mean, there were a lot of imagination was needed. However, Custer's Revenge was raping an Indian. That's basically what the game was, just raping Indians,
Yeah,
which
that's
was not
pretty bad.
cool.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, if you
that's
play Chainsaw, it's like, really? That's what the big thing was over? It's like,
actually, Glenn, I stand corrected. I totally forgot about. Thanks, Crime Fighter. Optico did release a complete. It's not ColecoVision. He completely redid Donkey Kong, but I still think you need the Super Game module for it.
I thought there was
think,
a full-on homebrew of it.
but there is. But you have to belong to his subscription service now. I don't think he sells the cartridge. You have to be a part of the subscription service. See, you do. So you still need the Super Game module to play the game. But, I was surprised there wasn't more like handhelds, like Nintendo Game & Watch stuff in here. There really wasn't.
Yeah.
So I think right now what we're going to do is we do want to do a giveaway, right? So today's giveaway, since it's Christmas time, I'm going to give away a GRS Star Wars flight yoke to a person in the chat. Now, again, since it is, tomorrow anyway, will be my wife's birthday, which of course she's been gone 17 years. If you put in the chat, I just put it down there, birthday. That is the word we're going to look for in here. I'm going to reset the entries here. Yes. And going to go over here, giveaway options. So birthday. So put birthday in the chat. We'll give it a few minutes. We'll talk a little bit. And we'll pick a winner. And you will receive a GRS Star Wars flight yoke from Glenn Baisley and from Glenn's Retro Show. So we'll give that a few minutes to go through to get everyone's name in there. Everyone is eligible. Glenn, even you are eligible. Everyone is eligible because it's completely done by the system here.
Want to make sure that
you're going to abstain. Okay, you can do that. So I think next week, next Friday would be actually the day after Christmas, right? Friday's on Christmas on Thursday.
Yeah.
So on the 26th, we will do a show. But we will do the show. I think we'll show Sears merchandise, and we'll take a quick look at the Sears catalog. I don't think anything's in there. And then we'll look at the 1983 versions of JCPenney Sears merchandise. Maybe if I can find consumers, we'll kind of look through those. And of course, talk about what we got for Christmas. I mean, that's what we kind of would do, right? Do those type of things. I'm trying to think of anything else I've forgotten tonight. So again, I want to thank Arcade Workshop, Gary, for he's doing a lot of work on the Build-A-Cade, like making these side panels you can print in different colors. We're going to make different arcade shapes. He's already working on a couple of things right now in addition to the Burger Time. I've already talked to Joe Sabo's Arcade if he wants to print artwork or print out the shapes if you want to do that, because he's got a printer capable of doing it. And Gary's still in the chat. All right, Gary, he's doing the birthday thing too. You're eligible, buddy.
Can you mount the flight yoke to an XR arcade?
If you probably use the Buy Stuff store, or actually, I think even our mount might work. And we do have our own desk mount on there. But actually, Gary from Arcade Workshop also designed a tripod mount. So maybe he can maybe release those files to let you attach the flight yoke to that. But also,
that's right, Shane for Teen, right? 431 says, I remember the Montgomery Ward's catalog. I forgot about that.
Oh, shit. I did forget about Montgomery Ward's. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Did I say Consumers? Consumers is another one.
Consumers, that was another one, yeah. But Montgomery Ward's, I think, I'd have to say Montgomery Ward's was probably right up there with Sears.
And for anyone just joining, if you want to get on the prize tonight of a GRS Star Wars flight yoke, please put the word birthday in the chat. And we'll be picking someone from the giveaway pool any minute. And actually, I'm going to do full disclosure. Let's pull it up over here. Boop. So we can see everyone is coming in here. And we will pick a winner shortly. As long as you put in the word birthday, you will be eligible for this. And this is actually just, again, my wife's birthday would be tomorrow. I just want to do a little thing for her going forward. And maybe we'll do another giveaway on New Year's Eve. Maybe we'll do another giveaway of another Star Wars flight yoke then as well. And I might as well, as Michael B says, I've got to do my infomercial stuff. So if you are interested, though, we still have some time left. You can get 40% off a GRS Ikari Warrior Super Joystick, fully licensed with SNK, with the artwork and everything. That's 40% off. And everything else, including the Build-A-Cade, is 20% off. So you can get a Build-A-Cade for about $80. And then you can start printing these really cool sides and start making it look like all kinds of things. Also a 4-inch screen, all kinds of things. But look at them like that there, Glenn. They have tons of them. They're all over the place.
All
They're
right.
like multiply.
All right, so if we're
We
doing
are
plugs now, I have a shameless plug also.
go
So
do it.
Arrow Video just put out. It's available now. The 4K limited edition exclusive. Well, you get the Arrow Store exclusive if you want some extra goodies. Trilogy of the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'll drop a link in the chat. I did a locations documentary featurette, which is on the disc. And you know what? Is it not going to let me put in there because it's too long? Of course. It's saying the link is too long. Maybe it'll let you do it if I share it with you, because it's saying my post is too long. So I'm going to send it to you, Glenn, and maybe it will let you put it in the chat. Because it is ridiculously long. Actually, hang on a second. Let me just see, because I did a search on it. See if I can just pull this back up again.
And just so everyone knows, we'll do the drawing at 9:55. So you have 6 minutes to make sure you put the word birthday in the live chat. And let me see if I can get this thing in here for Glenn. You want me to put it in the chat, Glenn? Is that what you want?
Just sent you the link. Yeah, if you could drop it in. It's a ridiculously long chat, but it goes to the Arrow Video Store.
Too long.
It's too long, really?
Yep.
All right. Let me see if I can do it while we're talking. We'll continue. I'll throw it in Bitly and we'll get a new link.
So we have a pretty good thing. We have 79 people in the live chat. Make sure you're putting in the word birthday to win a GRS Star Wars flight yoke. We'll do the drawing at 10:55, which is in 6 minutes.
God bless Bitly. Let's see if this works. Hey. Okay, I'm going to drop this in the chat. Okay, so I just put the Bitly link in there. That goes to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy on Arrow Video 4K. So if you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, it is a fantastic box set. I make absolutely nothing off of this, so I'm not
like
making
me.
money on it. Yeah, but yeah, it's a killer set.
Okay, we're still scrolling along. 78 people in the chat. We still have exactly 5 minutes to try and win a GRS Star Wars flight yoke. Please put the word birthday in the chat to be eligible to be picked in the drawing.
While we're waiting then, so what are your I know it sounds like we're gonna both have a pretty good guest list at our houses. What's the plans for Christmas at your house?
This year, uncles, cousins, I think about 20 people will be here this year. Brother will be cooking lasagna. My other cousin is bringing over, I think, they're cooking some pot roast or something that's coming over. Salad, and I bring, of course, the good stuff, the soda, the alcohol, and the junk food. That's what I bring in.
Are you gonna be doing your famous what I'm gonna say
It is
peanut
it is
butter?
the chocolate Oreo pudding, peanut butter brownie fudge death cake.
I still have to try this one day.
I'll save you a piece this time. I'll make sure I get a piece
to try
put
one of
aside
these
for you
days. I was
on it.
so excited when I went over to Cole's graduation party. I'm like, he's gonna have it there. I told Diane about it. I get
You're
there and
looking
I'm
at
like,
the ham.
it's not there. It's not there.
I will make sure we save you a piece. This way you can tell everyone when you come on the show how intergalactically famous and delicious.
Good thing I don't have diabetes.
Well, my New Year's resolution is, to see how long this goes, is to give up the junk food and eat more healthy. And this would be give up the alcohol. I never used to be a drinker. So let's see if I can give that up and give up the junk food. And also, Cole and I are going to join the gym. So we're going to start doing that. So that's the 2026, put it out there, resolution.
Nice.
Join the gym, Eat better. Give up the soda. Drink more water. I'm sure I got 2 meteors building in one of my kidneys already. Don't want no more than them kidney stones.
Yeah, no. I hear you on that one. I hear you on that one. It was
I
not
maybe I
fun this
should release
past
the
year going.
Build-A-Cake. Maybe we should do I
Yeah,
should do a Build-A-Cake.
a
I
Build-A-Cake.
should do
That's
that.
great. A Build-A-Cake.
Maybe I'll do a video as I make this cake this time.
You see, there you go.
Maybe
That's
I'll do a
perfect.
video, and this way I could share
Glenn's
with all of
holiday
you.
video. You can share the
Yep.
recipe.
There'll be a license. The license, you simply have to give credit to where the cake came from. Outside of that, you guys can do whatever you want.
I like that. Glenn's Build-A-Cake.
I
That's
hate
awesome.
coffee. That's the problem. I do not like coffee. I can't. That's why I drink soda. I just hate coffee. So it's gonna
Yep.
be I'm gonna be a nasty mother effer.
See, I can't drink it, and this is probably the worst thing for you, but I have boxes of these freaking things.
Yeah, you know what? I may get those at like Sam's Club. We have
You know,
2
I don't
minutes
do them
left.
every day, but yeah, they help me sometimes to get through it because I can't drink coffee; just goes right through me.
You have 2 minutes left. Put birthday if you want to be eligible for the GRS Star Wars Flight Yoke giveaway 2026. 25, not 26 yet. Jesus Christ.
Well, this year has gone by. It feels like it's 2026 already. It's gone
It
by
has
so
been going
fast.
by fast. It really did go
I
by fast.
I can't get
And
over
you know,
the fact it's
2025, I got to
Christmas next year.
say, and the home arcade has really not been the best year, but 2026 is going to change. We're going to have the GRS Build-A-Cades with all these beautiful side panels, new screens,
Yeah.
Viper Venoms coming out. We're going to have the GRS Build-A-Cade FU. We're going to have the Paperboy controller. We're going to have the 720 controller. We're going to have the Star Wars Enhancement Kit coming out. We're going to have the 3-inch trackball available outside of, New Wave Toys. We have a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in 2026.
You know, I was watching something the other day, and people were like, "Oh, there was really nothing, in 2025." But no, I mean, you look at it about the fact you had, I mean, a monumental achievement with the FU Kickstarter. I mean, the Vectrix, which I'm really super excited for, and I really think personally, I think Atari nailed it with a lot of their product releases this year. Even though the Game Station Go gets frowned upon for some of its misgivings, I really enjoy it. I'm still really enjoying it. I actually just was Gen X Grown Up did a video, was out yesterday about some other mods. I already have their little spinner mod. It's not GRS quality, but it is good. I got that, and now they just came out with a little thumbstick one, so I just ordered them through their Etsy store, to enhance it. But I'm loving that. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully they'll release some other cool products next year as well. But I think that I'm loving to see where they go in the future with stuff. But
real quick, we're
definitely excited with the FU, man. I can't come soon enough.
You and me both. Real quick, Rensler asked, do you know if the 3D printable case is available for the Viper SBC? Yes, Gary. If you're still in the chat, if you want to put in the chat the link to your store where you have all the STF files, he does have a beautiful Viper case that you can print, and there's a stand if you want to print as well. So Gary, if you are still in the chat, please put the link down below to your store, or if you want to look at my last video where I talked about the Burger Time, in there's a link to his store. Now, with that being said, we're going to do the Melissa Star Wars Flight Yoke giveaway. So I'm going to pull this up here to the larger screen. Let's bring it bigger, I hope. There we go. And we're going to go right down here to, now normally pick a winner is picking your nose. That's not what we're going to do here. We are going to pick a winner, and 3, 2, 1, do it. Oh, look at this. Wasby Wizard 7506. You are the winner of the GRS Star Wars Flight Yoke 2026. So what I will ask of you is to please send an email to me at glensretroshow@gmail.com. Again, glensretroshow@gmail.com. I need your address, full name, and phone number, and I will contact you with details of when I ship it out. It probably won't get shipped out, actually, probably till the new year. Just won't be able to do it then. So please, congratulations. I'll congratulate him. I will do another giveaway maybe next week and the following week. Maybe we'll do 3 giveaways. But for right now, the winner is Wasby Wizard 7506. Congratulations. Really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys here, of course, every week. We did an extra long show today. There was no Super Gamer News the rest of the year. So I will fill that gap. That's it. So I'll expect your email.
Win, I was going to say you could still pick one up for 20% off of thunderstickstudio.com.
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely, you can. So I'm going to take a screenshot
Somebody
of this
asked,
here.
how do you use it? For those of you aren't familiar, it plugs in via USB, so you can use it with any main games.
It plugs into, if you have an original Star Wars arcade machine, you want to go get one of those,
or
you can plug it into that.
One-Up. It doesn't do it on the new Return of the Jedi, but it does work on the original Star Wars Arcade 1-Up. But the new Basic Fun Return of the Jedi, it does not work on yet.
I do understand that the Buy Stuff store is working on it. It's probably just the wiring. That's my guess.
Right. But it will work. It will work on the Arcade 1-Up. And I actually replaced mine with it, and I have to say, night and day difference. As good as the Arcade 1-Up, control was pretty decent for that. I mean, just night and day difference. I own two of them. I have one in that, and I have one I use on my PC.
I have too many. Covered in them. Covered in them.
You have an excuse to have too many.
I do. So listen, I do want to say that, next week, if you celebrate Christmas, it's next Thursday. So I want to wish all of you a safe, happy Christmas. I mean, just the other day, this past Tuesday, my Uncle Vito, unfortunately, he was killed in a car accident. So that's why I tell you at every single show that tomorrow is never promised. Take a minute to tell your spouse, your friend, your best friend, anyone you know. Like Glenn, love you, baby. Tell everyone, love you guys too. Tell them that you love them, you care, whatever. You could be here today driving home, and unfortunately, you're gone. It's that simple. And I don't want you guys to have regrets like I have regrets in life. Tell them. Looks like we got a quick super chat from Green Sammy 87. Merry Christmas to everyone, and game on. And I gotta do a shout out to Arcade 1-Up. Arcade 1-Up, thank you so much for saying game on at your closing of your company. Not only do I feel so good.
Really? Did you really do that?
Not only do I feel so good that you guys close your shop and I'm still here, but you watch my show enough to say game on as you close your doors. That was awesome. I appreciate that. That just goes to show that they do watch my show and they do like my stuff. So that's great. Glenn, anything you want to say before we close up the show today?
Yeah, I think that says it all. I wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas. Whatever you celebrate, enjoy the holidays.
That's it. That's exactly it. So again, I wish all of you guys a very safe, happy, Merry Christmas. Oh, another super chat come through from Little Alien. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, much health and happiness in 2026. Well, that's the hope. Give up the alcohol, eat better, exercise, the three things I've not been doing for a long time. Your mind has to be in the right, spot to do that. But my son wants to do it, and he's my son, so I'm going to try and do what I can to do it. But again, we've gone through almost, not there yet, almost another year, almost getting up to 200 episodes of Kicking It Old School. But you guys are the best. I look so forward to you guys every week. Love you guys. Tell your wives or your husbands, thank them for letting you watch the show for a couple hours of Friday night. And a big thank you to all of you out there in the YouTube space. And thank you to the girlfriend for putting up with me on Friday nights doing this as well. So with that, I thank you for watching. Give a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. Keep putting stuff down in the chat because we'll be here on the extra song. But in between those times, guys, I love you. Game on, everyone.
Gluing on cartridges, hidden reset. 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights. Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Sixes in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes staying up too late. chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring 'em. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll.